with a gigantic revolution 36 years ago, descended the royal dictatorial regime. The Bahman Revolution had great achievement, was in a good cause of people's struggle for democracy, social justice, and the right for the masses to assign themselves. One of the main reasons that allowed clergy mullah to overcome the power of the revolutionaries, lack of organization, not aligned workers and working classes. In a word, not organized of the masses of the people of our country. Religious dictatorial state, the combination of religion and state, replaced the dictatorship dynasty. The rights for Kurds violated and Kurdistan devastated it. In Turkmen Sahra, lives and property of Turkmen had been pillaged and burned. People's rights such as Turk, Baloch, Arab had been ignored. Widespread massacre of the liberals, dissents, progressive, democratic, and the left-winger without trial and jury intensified by having no any lawyer and defense. Also official and authorities of the former regime without trial sentenced to death. Workers repressed, independent trades unions disintegrated it, activists and the working classes pioneers arrested it, incarcerated it, and executed it. Liberalists and dissent in bloody 80 decades were murdered, especially murder of political prisoner. In summer of 1980, serial murdering, killing the intellectual and writers, closing down the pen club and arresting the newspaper press assistants, and extended the terroring of the opposition inside and outside the country by regime consequences. The invasion invaded the mullahs and Islamic government to curb the rights, the revolution and progress of it. Discrimination were expanded it. Violation on women's rights, work, school and community college pushed to back of the houses to submit the lack of their rights utterly as the dignitaries wish. University movement pulled off and repression, exclusion of a student from school raised. University distorted it and named as cultural revolution. But in spite of all arrangement of clerical rule, resistance and struggle of men, women and youth praised determinedly and will not last. Regime policy in any field, social, economic, political and cultural failed. Today the social movement in Iran resist and struggle to achieve their wishes and demand. Labor movement is, despite of assail, struggle to achieve their wishes and demands. Labor movement, despite of assail, attack and financial patronage in the face of unemployment, widespread layoffs, lack job securities, temporary contracts, blank signed papers, delayed wages, salaries, metamorphosis, labor law violations, repressions, arrest, torture, and incarceration of labor activists is still opposed and challenge the regime. Women movement grapples consistently and undervalue the foundation of supreme leader. Islamic Republic of Iran couldn't push back the tussle, effort and determination of brave women and girls. Women in Iran with audacity, struggling uninterruptedly to equalize the right as men and protest all against these discriminations. Whenever in common demands and claim in this movement could conflate struggle for love and freedom, will be able to back off the regime and can step forward substantial to descend it. Profound structural crisis of economic consequences of regime economic policy and intensifying the international sanctions are the main reason of heroic flexibility and backwarding of regime. International sanctions comprehensively intensify the depths of the crisis. These sanctions cause nothing more than poverty, adversity, ruin, increasing on living expenses, exorbitant inflation and unemployment for millions of people of Iran. The principal task of the new government is to protect the religious dictatorship of the Islamic Republic. Rouhani state don't want, also it is incapable to unravel in demands, requests of people and retreat in contrast. As well, all of factions and group of regime disapprove with the fact that people of our country need to have the right for self-determination. Rotation policy of regime and opening up outside continues to include oppression of the people inside. In this circumstance, political situation of country made an opportunity that whenever masses capable to further an autonomous organized struggle will be able to push back the regime, at least can decrease suppression and tyranny pressure of Islamic Republic. Freedom, democracy, and demands of the masses won't be achievable if the tyranny, dictatorship don't crash. Current condition of Islamic Republic by result of crisis allowed so many inhuman forces, reactionaries of region and imperialist forces to intrigue against people for establishing alternatives to obtain their own interests. Without struggling and opposing against these alternatives, democracy won't be feasible in our country. Therefore, in unison, we demand to release all politic, religious conviction prisoners and rehabilitation of them, and prosecute the officers and assignees of these kind of policies. We demand an entity separate of religion from state. We demand democratic rights and unconditional freedom in politics, association, freedom of expression and strike. We require to eliminate discrimination and equal rights for men and women. We demand the abolition of the death. We want to achieve self-determination for all nations, all residential in Iran. We demand freedom for all activists such as labor, women movement, student activists for the rights of oppressed nation and other political, social, human rights activists that are in prisons of Islamic Republic of Iran. We request all awake conscience, all of democratic parties and democratic development organizations, all institutions of human rights defenders to protest against all crimes of Islamic Republic and condemn it, and be an obstacle to prevent human rights violation in Iran that can be forgotten by influence of West negotiation. Down with Islamic Republic, long life freedom, democracy and social justice. Thank you so much.